I am in beauty school and we did face yesterday. So this is my normal eyebrow and I just am working on this one right now because I'd like to get the eyebrows done before I go over for the day, and I have time, so why not? I've got time, right? I got a whole bunch of makeup and equipment, brushes and sponges and puffs and makeup cleaner and all this fun stuff. I have eye patch stuff on. I'm not just super shiny right there. But this is the kit that we got. It is the Beauty Creations Eyebrow Definer Powder Book. And the nice thing is, since I need to learn how to do makeup on myself, that's what we worked on yesterday. And taupe and a little bit of soft brown are the colors that I'm working on. You're supposed to match, so here's what I learned, right? You're supposed to match to the roots of your hair, and that looks pretty good. But see, here's how I usually look before I do my brows, and then that's how it is with the powder stuff, and it is just so dark in the beginning. I'm like, you know, it takes a while to get used to, right? Because you're not used to it. And I'm adding some of the powder. So I'm using this brush. This is one I actually had got from Young Living years ago. So this side isn't a spoolie like you'd imagine. It's a little brush tip thingy, right? Now your brows are supposed to be sisters. Sometimes they're cousins. Sometimes they're kind of inbred cousins. Sometimes they're just kind of ships passing in the night. But I'm working on the brows. So it's something like brows frame your face, frame your eyes. But it's something that people can be really hesitant with. So having said that, I've got different brow pencils and such. I had just got this one in Build a Brow from Maybelline, and it is a little tip. A little tip. I have some others here. What do I have? I have Precisely My Brow. I have, I got some NYX liners yesterday. And that's what I usually would do, would be to just go in and just darken it and fill it and shape it. So how do you shape your brow? So this one, I'm still working on. It's still a work in progress. And when I get over there, I know they'll have some more things for me to work on with it. But my thought was, I don't have to be there until 9, and it was like, it's not even 8 o'clock yet. So I've got some time, and I want to practice, right? And if it looks terrible, that's what makeup wipes are for. Okay, so how do you do your brow? So there's 3 things you need to be aware of, and that's the start, the stop, and the arch. And how do you find those? And what do you do once you find those, right? Those are the big questions. So I just dabbed a little bit of the powder onto the tip of my brush. And to find the start point, you can go your eye up or your nose eye up, or hopefully it's all of those, and then make a little mark. So that's going to be, see the little mark I made right there? That's going to be the start. For the end, it's the tip of the nose to the eye. See that little mark right there? And then for the arch, and this I think is where a lot of people can get like, is going to be from the nose through the pupil. Now that's what I've heard. I know that's what Anastasia Beverly Hills does, is like this, through the pupil and mark. Come on. There we go, mark. Now what they said yesterday was do the nose that way, you know, like halfway through the nose. So like you could, there is some variation, right? But if you're like, I just need to know what to do. So now we have those 3 dots. You see that? Beginning, the end, and the arch. And that one kind of works for me, right? But you can see, and I didn't pluck my brows in the 90s. Like, I didn't do any of that stuff. So now I'm going to put some of the taupe and just a little of the soft brown on my brush here. Just a little bit. You can do one little tap off if you want to. And where do you start? Now, most people are going to want to start at the beginning of their brow, and that's not what you do. Do not start in the beginning of your brow. You want to start around the arch and towards the bottom. So that's what we're going to do. So I've got a mirror right behind. I have the phone propped up on my mirror, so I can look at that, and I've got bigger, and it's lit. So I am right-handed, and I'm using my right hand. And as I'm doing it, now I can start coming towards the front. I've never had my brows threaded, waxed, microbrow. Like, I'll pluck 1 or 2 stray hairs occasionally. I'll get one that goes really long, and I'm like, no. But I don't do anything really with my brows. Now, you want them to go parallel lines as much as you can. Now, yeah, this isn't going to be parallel because it's at an angle, but you don't want it to go like whoop. Don't do that. Like, you want to keep those lines straight, as straight as you can. So I just load it up some more, and I'm back to the arch, right? I can come down for the tail. Now remember, those marks are above. Those marks aren't exactly where it's going to go. I'm going to get a little bit more with a little bit out of the dark. So here we go. And that's my little air conditioner here. I'm in an Airbnb in Orlando while I'm attending Makeup Artist Certification Academy. So when I'm done, I'll be a certified makeup artist if I pass everything, which is good. Okay. So we got that. We're coming down. We want to do underneath. So can you see here that it's a little bit weird looking? This is only the second time I've done my own brows. But like, this is one of my big takeaways from yesterday was the brows, because I thought I was doing a good job. And if you go back and look at videos, not yesterday's videos, go further back, you'll see how my brows usually are. And they're not that dark, right? But my hair is darker. So now if you have bigger, bushier brows, you can comb them into position, like comb them down and comb them up. You can play around with that. You do whatever you want to do. My mom has very sparse brows. You know, I don't have really heavy, thick brows. I never have. And I do have, this is the brush they gave me yesterday. It's the MOTD. It's called Brow Chicka Wow. And it has a spoolie. This one that I'm using does not have a spoolie, but I want to kind of save this one for class today. So remember, you want to make them sisters if you can. They're not going to be perfect. A perfect match to each other, and that's okay. It's not a problem. I figured I'd need the most time for this, and so I figured I'd do it. I've got an hour before class starts, and I have a 7-minute walk to get over there. There's also, I have Albert with me. You want to see Albert, what he's doing? And there he is. So he's snoozing while he can. And there's a dog park on the way to class, from here to class. It's just a couple blocks away. So I am, you know, if we get over there and there's nobody at the dog park, we are definitely going to stop. So this one is darker. This one is lighter. So we need to make this one a little bit darker. So pick up that taupe, pick up that soft brown. Okay, see there? I just smudged it a little bit because it happens, right? I'm also, this is propped up on the end table, coffee table. And I'm sitting like a savage trying to get this done. But yeah, if we have time, we can, and nobody's there, we'll stop at the dog park and let Bart run around. We did that yesterday, before and after class. And today is going to be eyeshadow. Okay, so right here, you see how that's kind of a dead spot? We're going to fill that in some more. So yeah, so Bart gets to have some fun. He just helped me. I had stopped at the grocery store and picked up, at Winn-Dixie, and picked up some hoagies, and then I cut them, and I had them in the fridge in Ziplocs. I brought soup, I brought salad, I brought SpaghettiOs. That's what I have here, and so he's been helping me eat it, but then yesterday he got farty during class. So he didn't get any salad last night, but he did get some sandwich from me. And that's what I had for breakfast. So we're gonna do that tip a little bit more. And we're coming in. So I should have probably started back a little bit further, but this area needs filled in. So this, and then there. And it says painted on brow kind of look, and I kind of like it. So this one looks really good. This one not as much yet. We're still working on it. Might be two. The light sources are here and here, and then there. There's no light sources here. So it could, well, I mean, I got the one like pretty much right above me. So it could be that it looks fine. It just doesn't have the light hitting it the same. So I'm gonna check it out with this mirror. And I need to do a little bit more on the tail. Right? And then we can check it and make sure that's good. We can arch it a little bit more. And then it's down as far as I want it to be. Okay, so what did I say? Arch it a little bit more. And then come this way. There we go. That does not look bad. And right here still needs a little bit of fill in. Oh, my sister's on. Good morning, Robin. I didn't know if you'd be up this early. So Robin's my sister, right? In like real life, we're not like besties that are like, oh my God, you like my sister. Like we're actual sisters. I was telling Mom, you're up by 7 or 8. Oh gosh, girl. I was telling Mom yesterday when I was talking to her about it, one of the instructors is licensed for permanent makeup. And you know how Mom's always said that she wants permanent eyebrows? Well, when I get home, I'm going to be playing with her eyebrows and we'll see how she likes having fuller eyebrows and if she really does want to have permanent makeup. But she's all excited. She's like, let's go on a trip to Vegas to get permanent brows on. Okay, there we go. What's next? So I'm not going to put that away. I'm going to leave it out in case I need it. But next up is concealer. Okay. And for the concealer, hold on first. I need to get a Kleenex. My Kleenex box is way over by my bed. It's so far away. Okay. So concealer, and then you need to carve out the brows. Sorry. I'm going to take these off too because they've been on long enough. They just feel kind of weird now. So what we're going to use is my new Graftopian Professional Makeup Palette of creams. Now this is... Excuse me. Oh my gosh. This is the HD Glamour Cream Super Palette, and this is in warms, right? So I'm not warm, right? I'm cool. I'm neutral cool. Neutral leaning cool, right? There's some redness. You can kind of see the redness on me, right? But you can see, I just did myself yesterday. These are the colors that I used. So I used this one for my contour bronzer, my sculpting. We're going to call it that. I used this one for my face, and I believe this one for the concealer because it's a little bit peachier. I probably could have used the same, but I'm not light. I am light. I'm not fair. I'm not medium. I'm not dark. I'm light, right? Okay, so let me grab the brush. Again, I don't want to use my good brushes because I'm going to have those today, but you want to use a concealer brush, and concealer brushes look like that. They're pretty flat, right? And they've got that, so it's got that little tippy thing on it, the little arch. And what we do is you don't want to double dip, because I could use this on other people too. So we have a little spatula. And we're going to scoop out some. Now this is, I believe she said it was like 70% pigmented, so a little bit goes a long way. And it's wax-based, so it's kind of like crayons, wax-based crayons. So you see that little tiny bit, that little tiny dab we put down? And then spread it and warm it up on your hand. And got some on the brush. And now I can cover up these little stray hairs too. But that way, if you do have any oopsies while you're doing it, it's okay. Right? And then it'll help it to pop, and then you're gonna need foundation anyway. If you don't do foundation on it, and this I can use the same. I can use this for foundation, concealer, highlighter, everything. Oh my gosh, this is so much easier at home in my makeup mirror. Okay, so now I can see that I have to go back in there and play a little bit more. But that's okay. So we'll get... One thing I've noticed is you get so used to your eyebrows how they are that when you do change them up, like this, or like when I do brows on people, you know, because I do have friends and family who want me to do theirs, it's so weird, right? Like they feel funny. They feel funny. They look great, but they feel funny because it's different than usual. So the school, the table set up in front of this huge window. It's on the 5th floor in Orlando here. It's really pretty. And it's nice. There's a lot of natural bright light. Whereas I feel like I'm in an underground basement here. But it's only 2 blocks away. And that's why I chose this place. I prefer this over hotels much of the time because hotels, it's loud and annoying. Okay. Now, remember what I said I had to come back in? So I'm going to close this up. Put it back in here. Well, we'll put it back in later. Come back in my palette. I'm going to grab that taupe with a little bit of soft brown and fill in. You want to do the top line, you want to do the bottom line. There we go. And then I'm going to get the one with the spoolie. Yeah, I didn't grab my favorite makeup brushes when I came because I knew that we were getting a full set. There we go. I knew we were getting a full set. So I didn't want to have to monkey with pulling out my brushes and seeing. So I had some brushes packed in a makeup kit, you know, like a little travel one. So it wasn't anything that I use every day. It was just kind of like some odds and ends extra, like some little travel sizes and some little samples and stuff. So that's what I had. But anyway, brows are done. Yay. Okay, it needs a little bit more. No, it doesn't. See, it was just the light. Freak. Okay. So that's why I like my makeup mirror at the house, is I have natural lighting there. I've got the makeup mirror that works out really good. But yeah, no, that brow looks good. Okay, so the brows are looking on point. Is fleek still a word that people say? I don't know. But brows are good. We're good for the day.